What is up, A-Team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day. So there's a couple things I actually want to talk about here. This Revival Plan 2 came out when I was live on stream. A lot of questions were coming through, and again, I was trying to wrap my head around it, trying to wrap my head around exactly what was happening. And finally, I took some time to really go through this, and I really just want to explain it to everyone, sort of my thoughts and my feelings. Again, these are just my opinions and my interpretation of this Revival Plan 2. Everyone might interpret this a little bit differently. However, if you interpret it different than I do, please put it down in the comment section below on maybe something that I looked at differently than you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's what this is all about. The big thing for me here that I really want to stress to everyone is that this is not a plan that is set in stone here. This is just a proposal. Like you see here, it says Terraform Labs will put this proposal up for a governance vote on 5/18 Asia time. So as of today, May 16th, this has 2 days until May 18th when this will actually go in front of the governance and they will vote on this. So if passed, it will coordinate the network for during this timeline down below, and there is a timeline down here at the very bottom of this, which I will attach all this in the description box down below. But here is the timeline if this is approved. So again, what I want to stress here is that this is not 100% approved. This is just a plan that's out there and proposed. And so you can see when this actually got put out there, people thought that this was actually going to be the plan moving forward. Like this is what's going to happen. And I want to stress to everyone that that's not the case at all. This still has to be approved. This isn't 100% certain. So just be aware of that when you're actually purchasing Luna token today. This could actually change. I mean, this could actually get voted down on May 18th. They could say, we don't like this plan, and then they have to go seek out another plan. And so there can actually be some unpredictability to this. We really don't know what's going to happen here with Luna, but people out there that are buying it, again, like I tell everyone, be careful. Just know what you're buying into right now. And again, we're only looking at this as it still needs to go through a vote. So again, it needs to pass a vote. It's not 100%. So just, pump the brakes a little bit when you think that this is the plan, because this is not necessarily the plan yet. The next big thing I want to talk about here too is really what this plan really entails here. So really the goal here is that they're going to fork the Terra chain into a new chain without the algorithmic stablecoin. So the old chain to be called Terra Classic and the new chain to be called Terra. And this is very similar to Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. So as you guys know, Ethereum Classic was actually the first fork, right? And then they created Ethereum, which was different than Ethereum Classic. This is almost exactly the same here. They're going to have Terra Classic and they're going to create Terra. And so if you have any questions or concerns, I highly suggest that you go over, and I'll put the links down below on what Ethereum Classic is and what Ethereum is, because that's very similar to what's happening here. So basically with Ethereum Classic, they kept the old algorithm, they kept basically everything that they had in there, and then Ethereum branched off and they created their own fork, and they created some changes to it, and so you have Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. That's sort of what's going to happen here. Terra Classic is going to have their old ways, right? They're going to have it attached to a stable coin. This algorithmic stable coin is going to stay. At least that's from my understanding of this, because from what I looked at in terms of research is that they can't get rid of Terra USD because it's attached to actual Luna right now on Terra Classic. And so I don't know how they're going to get rid of that. So people that are actually buying the token right now on the Terra Classic side, it's probably going to stay the same. I don't know if they actually came out with a plan on how they're going to, unravel Terra Classic, but just know that they're going to have one chain that's Terra Classic and this new chain, which everyone's talking about, which is going to be called Terra. And that's sort of where this plan is all based around here, and really where it comes out with the whole token distribution. Because again, the new token that's actually going to be on the Terra chain here is going to be called Luna. So it's a little confusing, a lot of Luna and Terra being thrown around there, but that's what it's going to be called. So the Luna token is actually going to be running the new Terra chain that they have right here. And so how this is that they're actually saying that they want 1 billion Luna tokens distributed here, 25% going to the community pool, and it's controlled by staked governance. So it's actually still going to be in a governance. And so that's sort of cool that they're actually keeping that there. Another thing here is that 1% is essential developer emergency allocation, which will not be locked up. So this won't be staked away or locked. So they'll have full access to this right away at launch. It says 4% essential developers. So a 1-year cliff, a 4-year vesting thereafter granted after the launch. So basically 4% of these tokens will go to a vesting for 1 year, because again, that's what a cliff is that it has to be vested for a full year before they have access to it. And then it will be actually allocated out in 4 years. So basically 1% every year thereafter. So right here, it's 35%, which is all bonded and unbonded Luna, minus the TFL at pre-attack snapshot. So they're actually going to take a snapshot of the blockchain pre-attack to actually have the numbers that are associated with each wallet. And right now, these are 35% is going to be allocated just to those wallets alone. And it says for the wallets with less than 1 million, you're going to have a 1-year cliff and then a 2-year vesting thereafter. And for any wallets that hold greater than 1 million Luna, will have a 1-year cliff and a 4-year vesting thereafter. And so people might ask, like, what does that mean? Well, I put this graph sort of was out here, and I'll attach this down below so you have a better idea. So what a cliff means is that just like any business when it comes to stocks or like a bonus, they say that you have a 1-year cliff, so you have to be invested in this or stay with this company for a year to be able to tap into your resources or tap into your bonus or whatever it might be. Same thing goes for this. So you have a 1-year cliff, which means that you have to be there for a year or hold your tokens for a year before you'll be able to actually tap into the remainder of your tokens over here. And so this is sort of how it goes. I mean, you got the 1 year, and then this will actually be vested out in 4-year increments or 2 years, depending on how many tokens you actually held. So very interesting on how they're going to hold this. And really what it comes down to is they're trying to build a floor. They're trying to make it so that people, when they get these tokens allocated to them, they're not going to be dumping on the price. But again, you got to hold this for quite some time before you actually benefit from these tokens. And that goes down here to 10% right here. So now 10% is actually allocated to Luna holders, and this is staking derivatives included. And so this will be at the launch snapshot. So they're going to be taking a snapshot of the blockchain on May 27th. And again, anyone holding those tokens in there, 10% is allocated to it. However, right here, 10% will be unlocked at the time of launch. So Genesis, meaning at the time of launch, and then 90% vested over 2 years thereafter. So again, you'll be getting your tokens split between 2 years here. So 50%, basically you'll be getting 45% 1 year and 45% the next year. So it's just a little bit different on how they're doing this here. Again, the reason why they're doing that is because they don't want people to come out there, get a bunch of these tokens, and then dump on the price at launch, which is why only 10% are unlocked at Genesis. In addition to that, 25% will be allocated to the UST holders at the launch snapshot. So anyone holding UST, which again, they will take a snapshot on May 27th, 10% will be unlocked at Genesis. The rest will be vested over 2 years thereafter. So very similar to that of the Luna holder right here. You'll get 10% of it. However, the 90% will be staked away for the next 2 years. So 45% 1 year, 45% the next year. Again, this is all because they want to hold a floor for this new token coming out in the Luna token on this new chain. So again, you're not going to be getting all these tokens at once. A lot of these tokens are going to be staked away for quite some time to where you can't even get to them because you're going to have to hold on to it. So if you want to actually have access to these, you got to stay with this token for multiple years. The cool thing here is that they did say that the target staking reward is going to be 7%. So any of these tokens that are actually staked away onto the platform here, you will get 7%. That's the goal. Whether that can sustain, I don't know. We do know that sometimes those numbers can be a little far-fetched. 7% actually sort of seems reasonable. But again, you're trusting that this will actually give you money back. It will give you some passive income, but they are requiring you to stake these away. There's no ifs, ands, or buts here. So again, beware of that. This is very important that you look at this because so the token you have today technically could be locked away for quite some time when they do grant you these new tokens. And so really that's my whole goal today, is to really just lay that out there so that you know what you're buying. People are just jumping into this. They think it's the next SHIB. They really have no idea, what could happen, what they're actually buying. And that's okay. Some people just want to buy in, put $100 in, put $50 in, and hope for a lotto ticket. But then there's a lot of people that I think it's important that you actually go down and fully understand what these revival plans are and what's actually being presented to you. And so again, this is just my take from it. And like I said, I just say pump the brakes a little bit, digest this, see if this is actually something that you even want to go through. Because again, 2 years is a long time. 4 years is a really long time too. And so I just want people to understand that before they go and ape in and they spend a bunch of money not knowing what they're actually going to get in return here. So yeah, again, this is just my interpretation of it. Let me know what your interpretation of it is. Let me know if I'm looking at this wrong. And if so, put it down in the comment section below. I love to hear what you have to say. So with all that said, I hope everyone has an amazing day. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please put in the comment section below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. With all that said, we're out. Peace.